So, good morning, everybody. We are having another lecture of marketing management today, that is April 26, 2021. The class is Master in Business Administration, second semester students. The subject is marketing management, and the topic that we are going to discuss today is buying motives of the consumers, right? We have already started with consumer behavior in the last lecture. This is the second topic in the consumer behavior, buying motives of the consumer, right? So here we go. Now, buying motive is a motive that induces a buyer to buy a particular product, right? Buying motive is the motive because of which a buyer or purchases a particular product, right? It is an influence that creates an impulse in the buyer to buy, right? Buying motive behind every purchase, right? Every purchase has a certain buying motive behind the purchase. A person who is purchasing a particular product is having a buying motive behind every purchase, but the buying motive may not be the same with every buyer. A person may be purchasing a particular product with some other motive, another person may be purchasing the same product with some another motive, right? So buying motive of two buyers may or may not be similar, right? One buyer may purchase a product to satisfy his one need, and another buyer is purchasing the same product in order to satisfy the different need, right? There are two buyers who are purchasing the same commodity. One buyer is purchasing it with to satisfy another need. The second buyer is purchasing the same product in order to satisfy his another need, right? Because of this, it is necessary for the marketer in order to identify the buying motive of different customers so that they may be able to understand with what motive the consumer is purchasing that particular product, right? For this purpose, he has to study the psychology of the customer and have to design the marketing mix accordingly, right? For this purpose, psychology of the consumer need to be studied, which is the most important thing here, right? Moving further, types of buying motives, right? What are the different types of buying motives? There are three basic consideration which makes a person purchase a particular product. There are three consideration. There are maybe three basic considerations which are making a person to purchase a particular product, right? First, he has a desire which can be satisfied with that particular product. He may be having desire for that particular product which can be satisfied after consuming that particular product. Second, he has an urge which induces him to purchase that particular product. He is having an urge that have made him to purchase that particular product. Third, he has a reasoning. He has a reasoning. He has a reason why he has purchased that particular product. Right. Now, individuals are motivated to buy a particular product because of the internal and external forces, which we will be seeing in the later slides. Okay. Individuals are forced or individual purchase a particular product or service or motivated to buy a certain particular or service because of certain internal and external forces that we will be seeing in the further slides, right? Now, first point, internal motives. Internal motives originates from the mind of the people and composed of both physical and psychological in nature. They are generating from the person within and they are physical and psychological in nature, right? They can broadly be classified into two classes: rational, which is based on logical reasoning and thinking, rational, which is based on logical reasoning and thinking, and emotional, which is based on personal feelings, right? Now, external motives originates because of interaction of individual with the external environment. The external factors, right? The external motives, they are a result of interaction of the individual with the external environment, right? Now, as now as as a consumer is a product of his environment, his buying motives are influenced by the external factors. ठीक है? Consumer is a product of his environment. His buying motives are influenced by external factors, right? There are different factors like income, occupations, religions, cultures, families, and social environment act as motivator in case of external motivators, right? Now, buying motives are also classified on the basis of product and patronage, right? First, product motives. Product motives explain why people buy certain products, right? Now, primary buying motives. Primary buying motives are related to the reason why consumers are buying one class of products, right? These motives results directly are these motives are directly a result of needs and wants of the consumers, relaxations, duties, knowledge, money gains, etc. on part of consumer, right? Here the seller should discover the customer's primary motive behind purchase, okay, that whether, and then he should be formulating his appeal to the consumer so that the appeal should be made in the right possible manner, right? Now, selective buying motives. Selective buying motives, right? Now, selective buying motives, fine, they are related to the causes that made a consumer to purchase certain class of products, okay? They make these are the reasons why the consumer is purchasing certain classes of product, right? The selection of such motive is based on economy and convenience. These are the two factors on which it depends, right? Some of the most common selective buying motives include desire for convenience, versatility, economy, dependability, and durability, right? Now, coming down further, second, patronage motives. They are the causes why the consumer are buying a product from a particular consumer, right? It concerns with fashions, exclusiveness, dependability, after sales services, convenience of location, right? These are some of the points why a consumer is purchasing from a particular seller. Okay, reliability of the seller, punctuality in delivery, variety of selection, etc. These are some of the important parameters because of which a consumer is purchasing from a particular seller, right? Here, rational and emotional motives, right? When a person decides to buy a particular product or patronize a particular retailer, he is guided by certain rational or emotional motives, right? First, rational and emotional motive, right? Economic consideration. First is the economic consideration, is the rational motive, right? These motives are based on reasoning, logic, abilities, and consideration of economic consequences, right? They also include immediate monetary cost affecting the buyers like economy, durability, depreciation, efficiency, degree of labor needed, dependability, and ultimate benefits which are achieved by the consumers, right? Now moving further, The second point, emotional motives, right, which are psychological considerations, right? These are based on personal feelings and covers a wide range, right? Instincts, habits, drives, etc. Right? These motives includes pleasure, comfort, status, price, ambition, economic, emulation, social achievements, selection of gifts, maintaining, etc. Health, satisfaction, appetite, proficiency, romantic instinct, social acceptance, recreation and relaxations, etc. Right? Look, so many factors, right? Emotional motives are found among people or of high income groups like TV, air conditioners, refrigerators, washing machines, geyser car, etc. are generally satisfying the emotional motives of the consumer, right? So look, there are so many factors that need to be looked upon. Fine. So these are some of the basic buying motives, right? Now, this is about the buying motives. Let's move on to the next presentation, right? Right. Just hold on. I'll just start with other PPT. Right. Factors influencing consumer buying behavior. Are you able to get this slideshow? Are you getting this slideshow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So factors influencing the consumer behavior. Okay, factors influencing the consumer buying decision. All right. So let's start with it. Now, determinants of consumer behavior. Now, there are n number of factors that are influencing the buyer's behavior. All these factors are interdependent on each other. Most of these factors, in fact, it will wrong to say all factors, but most of them are interdependent on each other, and they are affecting the behavior of the consumer to a great extent, right? But there is also certain overlapping in between these factors, right? The effects of these factors has to be studied in order to understand the factors that are influencing the consumer behavior, right? Now, certain factors which are influencing the consumer behaviors, we will be discussing them. Factors which are broadly affecting the consumer behavior, among them the first factor is the cultural factors, right? Now, cultural factors are the most important factors, right? It includes religion, knowledge, language, customs, traditions, music, art, technology, work pattern, etc. Right? The scope of culture is very wide, right? Like it include religion, knowledge, language, custom, traditional music, art, technology, work pattern, products, etc. Okay, culture is a big thing, right? And a big influencer. Thus, culture is the sum total of learned beliefs, values, and customs that serves as a guiding force and all the not only for the consumer and for all the members of the society who belongs to that particular culture, right? Culture is in fact the way of life and thinking pattern. Culture is the way in which people live their life and it is the manner in which they think, right? And culture is being passed from one generation to another generation. So that is the reason it is very deep rooted in life of the consumers and society as a whole, right? Now culture is prescriptive, socially shared, communicative, subjective, enduring, cumulative, and dynamic, right? Now cultural influences are pervasive in nature, and sometimes they are hard to identify, right? But they need to be identified, right? And analyzed properly, because culture exerts the greatest amount of influence on the consumer behavior, right? Cultural influences provide an important basis for market segmentation, product development, advertising, etc. Right? Now, here Gujaratis, Maharashtrians, Tamilians, and UP people, Brahmins have diverse cultures and they eat different products, right? They are a little different in terms of their worship patterns also. They are using certain different utensils in their worship, right? Although all of them are Brahmins, but culturally they are different, because some of them are belonging to UP, some of them are belonging to Gujarat, some of them are belonging to Tamil Nadu. So all of them are Brahmins, right? But their ways or and their practices, right, and their methodology differs a bit, right? Although all of them belong to the same religion, but because of a difference in culture, there are difference in their practices also, right? Now
Yes, sir.
culture and consumption, right? Culture is prescriptive and decide the consumption habits, eating habits, food preferences, and food preparations of the consumers, right? Now, for example, Indians do not eat beef because cow is considered to be a religious animals, right? But it is also considered improper to consume beef in India, right? But in farming, but in Japan, America, and people from Argentina consume beef in large quantities, and they are importing beef from rest of the countries, because their culture, according to their cultural values, consumption of beef is not prohibited, right? Or is not considered to be bad. But in our culture, it is considered to be bad because it is a religious animal, and we should be respecting that particular thing, right? Now, moving further, subculture, right? What is subculture? Subculture is identifiable. What is subculture? If I say subculture, it can be defined as an identifiable and distinctive group that have unique characteristics, and subculture exists within the culture itself, right? The subculture exists within large societies, right? Subculture is a psychological, religious, social, or geographical source of group identification, right? Therefore, a person living in thus, therefore, a person who is living in Calcutta feel that he is different from one who is living in Bihar, and the person who is living in Bihar will feel that he is different from a person who is living in Maharashtra, and a person who is living in Maharashtra feel that he is different from a person living in Tamil Nadu, because the practices, lifestyle, right, uh, and the practices differs a lot, right? Subculture makes it possible for a person to understand another culture in reference to his own subculture. On the basis of his subculture, he will compare the subculture of the another person, and then only he will be able to understand the differences in between them, right? These subcultures are used by companies as a basis of segmentation for their market, and subculture is an important force that influence the consumer behavior, right? Now, social class. Social class is another important factor which is influencing the consumer behavior, right? Development of social classes is very common in all the society across the globe, right? Social classes exist there in each and every society across the globe, right? Societies have certain social classes which are homogeneous and which are relatively permanent in nature, right? The divided social class having the different social classes consist of individuals which are having similar values, interests, behaviors and lifestyle. Okay, the behavior, lifestyle, values of individuals and families belonging to a particular social class will be almost similar, right? Now, coming down to the social factors. Now, social classes may let me elaborate a bit. Like we have seen that there are three different social classes in each and every society: top class, middle class, and lower class. Like these classes exist in all the societies across the world. Fine. So it is an important determinant of consumer behavior. It is an important factor that affect the consumer behavior. Now, coming down to the next factor, these were the cultural factors. Now, coming down to the next factor, which are the social factors, right? Now, social factors include economic conditions of the families, roles and statuses of the families. They exert a powerful influence on the buying decision of a particular person, right? Here, the buying person pattern of a rich family is different from that of a poor family. Rich people buy in a different manner as compared to the poor people, right? Status conscious people visit or usually visit prestigious store for making purchases, where an ordinary person usually goes to economy store or those stores which are selling the ordinary goods, or those stores which are selling the goods on discount, because he is having a limited purchasing power, a poor person, and a rich person is having a higher degree of purchasing power. All right. Now, costly consumer durables such as color TV, fridge, air conditioners, music systems, etc., are meant for the higher income groups who treat these things as status symbols. Right. Although televisions, washing machines have become a necessity and is being used and owned by even people belonging to lower income group also, but the kind of televisions, the kind of washing machines, the kind of refrigerators that rich people are using are comparatively very high in terms of quality and features, right? Now, here the role of social factors in consumer behavior is important to be studied, right? Because social factors exert a lot of influence on the consumer behavior, right? Now, let us discuss the importance of social factors in understanding the influence that it is exerting on the consumer behavior. Now, the first factor in social factor is the family, right? Your world is your family, right? The family is a group in which you are born, right? Family has a major role to play in your consumer behavior. Family is the major source of influence of consumer behavior for all of us, right? Krishna Mishra, kya baat hai? You are leaving the meeting and you are joining again and again, right? Today the concept of family have changed in urban
Sorry, sir,
population.
it's due to the network
All right. Okay. The
problem.
concept of family in India has changed. Earlier, there was a concept of joint family, but now it is the concept for nuclear family. Right, right. Because of urbanization, people have moved from their villages to the urban areas, and the houses got shrink into big house, from big houses to small houses, and the concept for a nuclear family has started, right? Now the importance of influence of the family can be seen from the advertisements that that we are seeing on our daily basis on the televisions, right? Like the advertisement of Titan watches, ठीक है, Maruti, Everest, Tata Gold Tea, etc. They are having an advertisement which is, which is having a family appeal kind of thing, right? Now, the emergence of working women have also affected the consumption pattern of a particular family. Now, earlier women were not working, they were usually the homemakers, but now they have started working, they have started earning, they have acquired the purchasing power, so they do have their role to play in the purchase decision. And when you talk about the purchase decision, so when the women is earning, they are having a perfect say, they are having full say in the purchase decision and of the family, and that is how they are having a direct influence on the purchase decision, and that is how they are affecting the consumer behavior also, right? Now, next point, reference groups. Rec group means interaction of two or more persons. Okay, we have already studied the definition of groups, how the groups are formed, different stages in group formation, right? So reference group is a collection of people, right? A reference group consists of group or groups that are having immediate or direct or indirect influence on forming of individual group values, attitudes and behavior. Okay, they may have direct or indirect influence on our consumer behavior too, right? Reference groups provide frames of reference to the individual or group for their purchase, consumption, user influences, right? There are three major types of reference groups that exist. They are membership groups, they are membership groups. There are three different types of groups that exerts their influence on consumer behavior: membership group, aspirational groups and disassociative groups, right? These are the three form of groups that exerts their influence on the consumer behavior, right? Now let's see them one by one. Now, what is a membership group? Membership group, a group to which an individual actually belongs to. He is a member of that particular group and active also. An aspirational reference group is a group to which one aspires to belong. He do not belong, but he aspires to belong. He want to be a member of that particular group. A group that a person do not wish to be associated with is known as a disassociative group, reference group. A group to which I do not want to be a member of is a disassociative reference group, right? So these are the three different types of reference groups that exist. Now, reference group serves as an individual point of comparison, source of information for a consumer, right? For example, a person might change his brand of shirt from one brand to another brand on advice of his reference group, right? Sometimes marketer also use reference group influence by suggesting and advertising the people in a specific reference group by a particular brand and are highly satisfied with it, right? They devise a kind of advertisement in which a particular kind of reference group is advertising that yes, we are very much satisfied with the quality and with the design pattern and with the comfort that we are getting from this kind of particularly from these kind of shirts. Am I audible to all of you? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
I'm
Yes,
audible
sir.
to all of
Yes.
you?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Now, reference group members who provide information about specific spheres to other members of the group is known as the opinion leader. The member of the reference group who is providing information to other members of the reference group is known as the opinion leader. Opinion leader is a person who is most influential, and when consumer has high product involvement but low product knowledge, right? Opinion leader plays an important role and likely to be very influential when consumer have high product involvement but low product knowledge, right? When they share the attitudes and values of the opinion leader, or when the product details are numerous and complicated. In order to understand the complicated detail, you need to consult some person in order to understand that particular detail. And who will be the right person to from where you can understand that detail? That person may be a member of your reference group from where you can take the reference, and that person may be the opinion leader. Opinion leader is the person who is having complete information, or if not complete, then majority of the information about that particular product or service that you are going to purchase or you are thinking of purchasing, right? So that is the reason the reference group member who is providing the information to the member of the group becomes an opinion leader, as he is carrying the greatest amount of information about that particular product. Now, moving further, roles and